been an amazing day. It's an extraordinary day. Just thank you all so much.
Yes, I have been professionally stalking you in the nicest possible way. I know. Tom said to me earlier, I've seen you all day. Like, Tommy say the nicest things. But yes, at 9 a.m. to the Department of Foreign Affairs, where you received your certificate of Irish Heritage.
Down in front.
Groups in Malahide, Knoll, Roscommon.
County Dublin.
Yes. And your clan founded Hollywood.
Yes.
There's a Hollywood in North Dublin a million years ago, and Tom Cruise's people were the people who
would have
created
thought?
that. Long before LA.
Amazing.
I know. Then you pulled some pints. How was that experience for you?
I realize a pint always tastes better when you pull it yourself. Is that right?
We've known that for a long time. Yes.
Hey, do you reckon now back home, I spoke to Johnny Depp before, and he really wanted to get Guinness on tap in his house. Did you ever think that you might do that back at home?
Yeah, you know, when I was shooting Far and Away, I had Guinness on tap in my room. I just thought it came with the
perks of the gig.
I know, the perks of the gig. It was amazing.
Well, Joeseph, I have to ask you, because Tom is known for doing his own stuff. And did you ever have to ring anyone like John Woo or Brad Bird for emotional support working with Tom? Because I heard you guys scaled an 800-foot mountain to get some shots for Oblivion.
Well, we did. We shot in a place called Earl's Peak in the middle of Iceland, and the only way to get there was by helicopter. So all the equipment and Tom were brought up by helicopter. We put them on the edge, an 800-foot drop, and we shot a beautiful scene there, which you'll see in the movie shortly. It's just one of those filming experiences I'll never forget. It's just gorgeous.
This one sounds like a one to remember, Tom. What was it about the story to Oblivion that made you kind of go, you know what, this is different to what I've done before?
You know, can I just say, because this Joe Kosinski, it's only his second film, which, when you see this movie, it's quite extraordinary. You know, around, I mean, all the time I'm meeting writers and directors and artists and sharing stories, and all around I was hearing about this Joe Kosinski, and so I called him up because I wanted to see what he was doing with Tron, because here's this, you know, visionary filmmaker they were talking about, and it was just an amazing guy. And we started talking about Oblivion, and he showed me his vision of the future, 60 years after this alien invasion, and his aesthetic is so original and unique that's why I wanted to work with Joe. And then he told me the story. And, you know, sci-fi today, you know, when you look back on, you know, with John Ford, Wyler, they were making westerns at that time. And westerns for an audience, you know, there wasn't really television, there wasn't the internet. So when an audience was going, you know, they had this magnificent epic landscape. You know, they did films, even like Coming to Ireland, like The Quiet Man. It was things that people had never seen before on screen. And now today with sci-fi, we get to, which I love this genre, but we get to, you know, create a world for an audience. And Joe Kosinski has that kind of vision. And the story I found was absolutely fascinating. I mean, you know, the story has a romantic element, but it's also, when you see it, I haven't made a sci-fi in the way like since Minority Report. I mean, War of the Worlds I did, but this one, it has really, you know, I mean, I hope you enjoy a level of thrillers, you know, because this movie has surprises in the film that I promise you won't see coming, and they happen right up until the last frame of the film. And if you do have the opportunity to see the film again, this is one of the kind of movies that it will be even a totally different kind of emotional response, which is rare with some movies. You know, when you see, you know, Sixth Sense or something like that. You know, when you experience the film again, it has a whole different kind of emotional perspective, and that's why I wanted to work with Joe Kosinski. I'm sorry it was such a long-winded answer. Everyone is standing. Please sit down. I know you just want to see the movie. Please shut up, Tom. Let's carry on.
I hope to
blah, 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 blah.
They don't mind, Tom. They don't. They waited long enough.
I think they forgot they were standing. I know I have. I have to bring in Olga here, who looks incredible. I think they're great.
Amazing actress.
No, Tom, you just said such a long speech. I have nothing else to say. I was going to say why I like this script and how the script was unique and original and the visuals, but he just said it all, because that was the same. It was the reason why I wanted to do the film, because of the unique story, beautiful story, smart, and beautiful visuals that Joe showed me when I asked him. I read the script, I said, okay, now I need to, what are these guys? When you hear of scavs, bubble ship, drones, sky tower, you don't understand what it is, so you need visuals. And I asked him to get me prints, which I put all over my apartment where I lived while I was shot, to get in the mood, to get in this futuristic mood, because those things that you're going to see don't exist in real life. It is real sci-fi, and of course also what also attracted me was the romance.
Drop in the claw.
I'm a girl. I like movies that have romance and love stories. That's what I like to watch. And cool machines, fighting between each other. It's
Got
fun
bubble
too.
ships and guns.
As long as there is romance in
Motorcycles.
between.
Bring it back to the boy in town. That's it.
Yeah, boys will enjoy the cool machines and chase and explosions, but girls might enjoy romance, and hopefully boys too. So I'm really honored to have worked with these great guys,
Such a
both
beautiful
very
job.
talented. I'm so honored. Thank you guys. I had such a great experience. Thank you, both of you.
Over the years, you've worked with some giants in the film business like Paul Newman, Jack Nicholson, Dustin Hoffman, and Karen and I were just speaking just before we came in about working with Morgan Freeman,
Amazing.
because he's someone you've wanted to work with for a long time.
Yeah, forever. I saw Morgan Freeman. I don't know if any of you ever saw Street Smart, and if you have an opportunity to see that film, you see a magnificent performance. It was Morgan Freeman's first Oscar nomination, but I remember seeing the movie and thinking, who is this guy? It was incredible. And then you see, Shawshank Redemption, Driving Miss Daisy. I mean, he's just, I think, one of the great, actors in the world. He has such power and humanity, and also that magnificent voice. He's someone that I've wanted to work with. We'd met each other, and I feel fortunate that I had the opportunity that he came on to work with us. It was great working with him.
Tom, your energy levels are legendary. Man is 50. I don't know if
I can imagine my mother, what she had to put up with when I was a child.
Do you train really hard before each and every movie? Are you watching your diet? Are you hitting the gym extra hard? How do you get to maintain those levels all the time?
You know what? It's my whole life I've trained, and I was an athlete growing up. I was an okay athlete, my whole focus is on movies. When I had this opportunity to do something, I've wanted to do it since I was 4 years old, and so I thought, I'm never going to take it for granted. And so it just depends. Like Last Samurai, I trained for a full year, really 7 days a week, 5 hours a day training. But it's something that I feel fortunate, because I like learning new things and traveling the world and working in different countries, and this is afforded me that. So I'm always training and playing and working on different stories and trying to figure out different cool things that might entertain an audience.
Yeah. Is it hard to keep up with them?
Oh yeah, he challenges all of us. Yeah, but it's a great challenge to have, and I learned a lot.